What's going on, y'all? What's up, y'all? What's going on? So, we had a chat last night, okay, that I didn't do. Um, I was actually on a different platform. And I don't know how I overlooked this chat, but we are here, we are back. So, this was a chat that was about like Twitch and different platforms. Do not miss my chat about how to also make a course out of teams, okay? And this is also for my students as well. This is for my students, y'all. Um, you take my class to the next level. Take everything from YouTube to the next level. Some of you do want to make courses. I don't care what kind of courses they are. We're going to talk about that in that chat. I don't know what day this was for the 20th. But this one, we were talking about generally Twitch. I did one the other day. I do one every now and then, and I do see people coming in, coming out. But I always have some type of audio issue with my Twitch. But I think it's okay now. Um, when you're doing different platforms, you just have to get it together. You know, I used to do like one, two, three, or I used to do this one, do that one. So what I have decided to do is to do all the platforms at one. Um, StreamYard is amazing. We ain't promoting StreamYard, nothing like that. But if y'all do StreamYard, StreamYard is cool. I have learned to acquire StreamYard. I think they got some kind of a link down there. And I actually use the free version right now. But I've had the paid version. I'm switching back to the paid version because I want to start doing more than one platform. So I can do the Twitch when I'm doing my YouTube channel. So you can, I think you can do up to 5 or 7. I don't even know, but y'all check it out. Go to streamyard.com and y'all can kind of check that out because y'all can use that, you know, when you are streaming. Okay, that's what I use when I stream. Um, this one, my nephew put me onto this one and I kind of like it. Once I get something, I get old school. I try different things, but when I get used to something, I don't change. I mean, everything that I have been using all my life, I'm still used to the same thing. I go to my daughter's house, she got all the same stuff that I do. I don't tell her she's just like me. You know how your kids are. Don't tell them they're just like you, it's just a problem. So, you know, don't sleep on all those platforms. Now, when I go on to Twitch, it's the same thing as YouTube. We'll be talking about the same thing that I do here. When I go live here, I'm going live across the board. Now, I don't know if they have whatnot. We were talking the other day about different platforms, and um, there's about 10 platforms on here. Am I linked into all these platforms? Yes. You're talking about why not Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, Shopify, Meta, Instagram. I have stores in all of these spots. Okay. I don't have stores in X. I have a store in Instagram. Okay. Meta. Okay. TikTok, Shopify, Facebook. Y'all go there. sapphireacademy.com. You can get my courses from right there. Okay, you get my courses from right here. Don't forget, the classes are free. Okay, you do have to pay for the courses. Okay, those courses took me a long time to do. All right, and those courses are if you do not want to get in on the classes, you don't have to purchase the courses. Okay, you can just get in on the classes. All right, just watch the videos. Okay, I need y'all to watch the videos. Okay, in order for me to make that full program free, I gotta have watch time. Okay, so make sure y'all watch it. So again, we just putting this up for y'all who might want to do your own business, or you might check out different platforms. I saw somebody in the supermarket the other day, and she was like, I was like 7. She was like 7. I mean, this girl she looked amazing. I said, God, you need to go on like Twitter or somebody, Facebook, Instagram with the way you look. It's like she was so eccentric. She had this going on. She had some kind of thing on her head. I mean, she was like original. And she really didn't know about all these different platforms. But you know, when I'm on Twitter and different platforms, they tell me, you know, things that, you know, advice of what I should do or what I should get on. I think if you can do different platforms, I say go for it and do it. One of my little Twitch friends, he literally has like 9 phones where he just phone. And I think it's cool, but I mean, I seen another person just have like a split phone with two YouTube and then the Twitch. Um, I kind of like the Twitch because the Twitch is kind of like it's kind of like Twitter. They type in and you can kind of talk back. Y'all know I love the YouTube because you could literally do the same thing with the YouTube. Um, I think it was DDG talking about he was a little funky with the Twitch with the YouTube because of so many rules. I don't even know half of the rules, really. I do it as I go. I try to read up on rules for YouTube to make sure I don't do nothing, on a content or something like that. The Twitch, we're just gonna have to start. We're just gonna have to start learning the Twitch and learning how it goes. Um, and some of y'all who are just starting, I mean, I would do 10 platforms, do all the platforms. When we go over that chat that I'm going to do, I'm going to show y'all how to make a portal. I'm going to show you how I made my online portal and some of the things that I used. Twitch and all these other things I didn't use. I like the Twitch because you see people coming in from all over. And when the new people come in, they have their own questions. They will be like, "Are you new?" And then I'm new. I'm new with the rest of the Twitch, and they have things that they talk about that they did when they first started with their Twitch. So that's why I think that we are we're going to expand to the Twitch, and I'm going to use the StreamYard, and I think that you could stream on 5 or 10. We're going to do 5. We're not going to do more than that. I'm not even sure which ones are on there, but I think that, any business, whatever you guys are doing, using the Twitch or using TikTok or YouTube can also expand what you're trying to do, especially if you have something that you are marketing, you have something that you are selling, you have something that you have created. I would definitely do that. To me, the one thing that I had issues with when I was on my Twitch was the audio, the lagging. So I would talk, and then 10 seconds later, then it would pick up. So one of my Twitch friends, he fixed this for me. So now they're picking up at the same time. But I think that was the only problem that I had generally with the Twitch. But in this class, you guys can learn from here. You guys can learn from the Twitch, or you guys can, learn TikTok. I'm going to be doing TikTok. TikTok will be at 8. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set different times. So we know that we do YouTube at 6 o'clock. This is just a chat. This is not my class chat. This is just a regular chat. The class chats are at 6 o'clock. The TikTok, I'm more than likely going to do at 7. And then the Twitch, we're going to do at 8 or vice versa. I did the Twitch at 8 the other day. It was amazing. So we may do the Twitch at 8, and we do the TikTok. We do the, at 7. We're going to do the Twitch at 7. Now, sometimes my class goes over a little bit. So generally my class is for 1 hour, and it goes over a little bit. But because we're starting the coding next week, the hour may change for the Twitch, because I may need to do a 2-hour class. Remember, once we finish that coding and then I go back, I gotta lock those classes, okay? Then there will be other classes. So same thing, repetition, just new stuff. Again, remember, my classes are free. Okay, my classes are free. You can get in on any one that you want, okay? If you choose to join the Sapphire class, let me know, okay? Or go to the website, all right? And do not forget, if you are starting to open your own business, we have to use the social media. I have a couple of my friends that are just starting their own business. One of my girlfriends, she just graduated with her master's. And her thing is she wants to just, start her own business. and it's hard. You know what I'm saying? People have to sacrifice to do these different things. I mean, you have people that have dreams of doing stuff, and they have not finished doing it. I mean, heck, I'm still really getting Sapphire how I really want it, but I'm not going to neglect and not give out the material that we have for you. You know, my thing is to make it better, and I think that the Twitch will make it better. um, I did ask the question of, well, gosh, does people my age do Twitch? Is Twitch just for the younger ones or so and so? And I mean, so many people jumped in on that. Shh. You know, I couldn't even keep up with the typing, responding back, and they're just trying to answer. And yeah, of course, you have people that are, this is what they do, on Twitch. And I had so many people leaving the corporate world, and it's just so many of them that already have channels, whether it's Twitch or YouTube or whatever, already have channels that they are just broadening these channels. I mean, my question this morning was, why is it that I put on a frying pan, frying chicken, and I get 1,000 views, and then I post something about education, and you get like 2 views. And he was like, "That's what people want to see." I said, "Well, basically, when you're doing education, you are educating people." And I said, "My audience that I'm educating is not necessarily about chicken, but sometimes I post things off the wall, about chicken, or I might post something about blending, that I'm cooking or something like that, just for fun. You guys know I'm not going to be just teaching and we don't have any fun in my class. I still want to do like cooking class and other type of classes mixed in with the Sapphire class. Most definitely, you guys know that. So definitely, that is one of the reasons why I also wanted to do the Twitch. I want to get more creative with Sapphire Academy, where you guys can do things. If I was in the classroom, we would be doing things. We would be going on trips. I would be taking them to probably Duke or something like that, or taking them to different hospitals, or taking them like on tours to different hospitals and just seeing things. We can't get into the billing or anything like that, but just to give the new people, especially, idea of being in the hospital and working for a physician or something like that. So that's actually the gist of that, for real. When you join a class, you want to get more out of it than just reading and working. You still want some type of hands-on thing. My advice for that, for those of you who do go to school online, who are in Phoenix or XYZ, they still have, walk-in when you do like a training at a doctor's office or something like that for RNs and LPNs. They also have training for, for the billers and coders. Just like, you go in the house, you can't go back there with the coders, with the billers. There's too much stuff back there. Most of the billers that work at home. But in the billing department is usually on lockdown. But they do give you, expedition of how it goes. What is the billing, X, Y, Z. And if you've got a contract with that hospital, they don't let you in there. Okay, it's just for visual purposes, especially if you plan on working for that hospital. When I was in North Carolina, we went to is it Emory? No, not Emory. I can't think of the hospital, but I took my students to the hospital just to kind of show them the billing department. Now, the billing department was not in that portion of the hospital. The billing department was off-site, and it was different departments. And some of you who are in my classroom, don't be afraid to go to the hospital just to kind of get the feel. Every time I go to the hospital, which I will be going in about another hour and a half, I have to go to Piedmont, and I have to go to Emory. But when I go in there, it's somebody who always got a story, which I love. I was in this department, I was in that department. I met somebody over here at Wellstar. She was in the housekeeping, and then she moved up to the front. She took her test, and she didn't pass. And Wellstar actually paid for them to take the training and to take the test. Now, in North Carolina, Duke don't play that. Everybody in the front, Duke better be certified. I haven't seen these dudes in a long time, but when I was at the school, we had, connections. I used to know everybody over there. And, they used to come over, educate my students and stuff. And when he used to come, he'd tell my students straight off the bat, I don't care if you're a quota or not, you still have to be certified. And I just didn't see the reason. Okay, so she's like a biller. Why does she need to be CPC certified? And he said, in case somebody is out. He said, in case he had to fill somebody's position, in case somebody leaves, he said he wanted them all the same across the board. I mean, I thought that was brilliant, especially when Duke was paying. That was years ago when I was in North Carolina at that side. But don't sleep on that. I'm telling you right now, when you're learning something, you have to take advantage of what you're learning. That class that I did on TikTok the other day, and I had no idea 500 people were listening to me in that classroom. I've never done it before. One of the YouTubers guys, he said, Lisa, I want you to go on TikTok right now. I said, well, don't nobody want to hear about no school at no 8 o'clock at 8 o'clock at night. He said, if you don't go right now, I'm not going to answer you back. So I said, okay, I'm going to get back to you. I'm doing it. I'll get back to you. I did the TikTok. You could not tell me all those people was going to come in there. And what I talk about, I don't only talk about everybody join Sapphire. That's everybody do the free classes on YouTube. That's not what I talk about. I talk about corporate. I talk about what you expect when they get ready to fire you. I talk about what to expect when you get ready to quit. But like I said, if they get ready to fire you, they already got somebody to replace you. If they fire you, they already have a plan. They already have a plan. So, this is, things that we talked about on the Twitter. That I'll tell you, I had no idea 500 people would be chiming in. And I mean, back and forth. And what I didn't do was record it. I don't even know how, but I'm telling you right now, I'm going to figure it out. But it was a class about, what to do now. What do I do now? You understand? And then what do I do now was they fired me. I've been there 35 years. They fired me. I've been there 25 years. And you know what my answer was? And they replaced you the next day. So while you don't dwell on them, you know what I'm saying? Don't dwell on them. You can look at so many different things and find something else to do. Corporate office. And what people always ask me, why did I leave the corporate office? Why, what was the purpose of you getting your MBA? What was the purpose of you, getting your health administration masters and bachelor's? I felt like because I worked for them as the surgeon did. You guys saw that thing I did about the surgeon. It's not that they don't appreciate you. It's just that you have more to give back to those who need rather than to those who are greedy. You understand what I'm saying? Because at a hospital and a doctor's office, if they terminate you, they've been had a plan. They got a plan already. It ain't like they just walked up to you and said, okay, so you terminated. They had a plan already. They already knew. You know what I'm saying? And out of the 350,000, they did the same thing to me. 350,000. But you know how I felt? Okay, I would never tell them where I stand. I would make them feel like they did something wrong because they did. And those 350,000, brush it off. Brush it off and keep on moving. Because in the economy that it is right now, they're going to wish they had terminated you. Even though they're not paying you or probably wasn't paying you what your worth was anyway. Put all those skills together. I don't care if you do Twitch, YouTube, whatnot. Put that energy into somewhere that you are 100 with yourself. Because what's going to happen is you're going to put out application after application after application after application, and they're not going to hire you. They're not going to hire you. They're going to have an excuse to hire you. And I spoke to somebody the other day, and she has so much talent. And a lot of people say, well, I don't know how to do X, Y, Z. I don't. That's impossible when you got search engine. You got so much stuff. You know what? When I get stuck, you know what I do? I don't care how many degrees I got. I don't need to put them back here because they're in my head. I don't care how many degrees that you have or how much talent that you have. How will you know if you can do it if you don't do it? Are you going to sacrifice? Yeah, you're going to sacrifice. Trust me, you're going to sacrifice. Twice I was supposed to get married. Twice. And did you know to this day, my besties, they go, Lisa, why? I'm not gonna lie. One day I'm gonna show you my dress, the venue, everything. And I just felt like I'm not ready. I can't do it yet. I gotta get this done. I mean, we're ready. But it's in my mind, I was like, that's not what I really want to do right now. Don't get me wrong. My fiance is still with me. He's still with me. But you can't give up your dreams just because you want to be like Pam, Mary, and Joe. You can't give up your dreams. If you have a dream, you have to do it. Because look what happened. She was there 31 years. They just came in her office. And this is what's crazy. They escorted her out like she stole something. That's why I said, do what you got to do. And then if they come throw you out, so what? So what? Because now you got this energy to put in for that. Do you have to have a leg to stand on? Yes. You still have to have these things, a roof over your head. You don't necessarily have the vehicle because they have buses, but you have to have a roof over your head. And you have to put your mindset into what you're going to explore. I don't care if you take these little things and you change these colors and you say you want to sell them, go sell them. When I'm not doing a class, I'm outside. I'm at every different hospital. I'm outside. Everything is not peaches and cream. It took me years to build this business. And you know what I told them people? I told that girl she was hating on me from day one. When people know that you were smaller than them, they're going to come for you. They're going to come for you. Out of the 350 that was terminated, they didn't care about none of us. They didn't care about none of us. I'm talking about 350,000 of us, as in women. I don't care, black, white, whatever. You know, I'm not saying that they just only coming for the women. But what I'm saying is we, as the women, we better start being prepared. We have to start being prepared because it seems like they're firing more of us, okay? And, you know, if we as women don't take advantage of all these different social medias, hello, good morning, how are you? If we don't take advantage of these social medias, we're going to get lost. You can go on YTU and find any class that you want to. Any class that you want to. When you guys come in on Sapphire Coding, and if I don't say something you want to hear, you let me know. If I'm not saying enough, I promise you there'll be another YouTube person. She's going to say something that you want to hear. Or I will search for it, or I will even tell you who you need to go to. Do not let society get you down. Don't let society get you down. If you're at home, even if you don't have any friends, you know how I started getting on social media? How do you say his name? TD Jakes. 1 year, long time ago, he came on Oprah. You guys remember that? I don't know if you guys remember that. TD Jakes. He came on Oprah one time. And all I did was work. I had to look like 5 minutes upon work. Everybody would be like, Lisa, you gonna need 9. And I got to tell you. I just work all the time. And then I saw him come on Oprah. And he said, there's no reason people should be working all day long. There's no reason people should be just by themselves. There's no reason people should be looking at the four walls. It's social media. They need to get in with social media. And he would be the first, you know, he was like, now, I don't know what's going on. He doesn't, I don't know if he likes social media too much. But yeah, I still watch Sarah Jakes. I do watch his daughter. But he is the one who got me into social media. I wasn't a social media person back then. And then I realized I have a platform. I have people who want to hear what I am saying to them. And it's not just let's educate, let's teach, let's this, let's that. When I hear somebody say something, and especially if I want to respond, I'm going to respond. Most of my responses, you see them on my Twitter. You see my responses on my Instagram. And on my Instagram, I'm talking to doctors, I'm talking to surgeons. You guys see that post that I put up there. And I felt for the doctor. She just felt like she was not respected enough. Or she just felt like she wasn't even as good as the RNs. But you cannot feel like that, like I said, when you're in a medical field, because you don't work for the suits. When you are in the medical field, you work for the people. We work for the people. How, Miss Lambert? Because we make sure the codes are correct. We make sure the insurance is correct. We make sure that the patient is not overbilled. We work for the people. You see what I'm saying? We don't try to build up their pockets, okay? We try to make sure that the patient is not overbilled. We make sure that there is no upcoding. Now, yeah, you can flip that and look at that another way. Look at that video that I put up there with Denzel Washington, and it's about a 20-second clip. And the guy was talking about how the doctors get their money. The insurance companies actually give the providers big bonuses. Look at that shot. It's true. We are the ones who process the bonuses. We are the RCM directors. We process those bonuses. Is it fair? No, it's not fair that the patient has to pay $10,000 or the XYZ or whatever. You've got a case that's only $8,000. If the patient goes to self-pay, she's paying $150. I'm exaggerating, but you understand what I'm saying? When a provider accepts an insurance fee, it's a fee for service. If it's $10,000 for the fee for service, if the patient doesn't have any insurance, she's paying full price. And guess who makes that full price? The provider. So, we want to try to alleviate what's on the hands of the patient, what's on the hands of the provider, and sending out good claims. Using social media for all of your platform experience, all of your platform know-hows, do it. Do it. Those of you who are, like I said, if you're building your own business, if you want to start with medical billing code and you're building your own business, watch that chat that I'm going to do. I'm going to show y'all how to build a school from teams. I'm going to show y'all how to use Canva and build a straight web page. I'm telling you, y'all don't believe it. You guys see some of the stuff that I put out there. A lot of that stuff comes from Canva. Canva has so much stuff you will not believe. I see some of the ladies, on YouTube, but they don't have a school. I'm going to show y'all how to build a school from teams. It's just like any other team. My students when y'all get emails or I send y'all emails, it says the same thing, external email, just like a regular business. It's a business. My team's portal is a school portal. I want to show, especially some of you who are starting from scratch. You don't know how to start that. You want to see how to build that business up. What should I put in the portal? One thing that you should do is go to different billing and coding schools. Ask questions. See what they got in there. I was already there. I built those two programs. The MA program, medical assistant program, and the coding program. I revamped the medical assistant program to add coding because they're looking at the intake. They have to know too. So I already know what's in that program. I base my program on a real medical billing and coding program. That's why I have two programs in there. When you go to a medical billing school, this is y'all who get ready to build something. It's just like you're applying for a job. Go to the school, check it out. See what they got in there. If you just want to do billing, if you want to do medical billing, check out and see what they have in their billing courses. Okay? And then go check out where you want your students to take their exam. My students take their exam at AAPC. So we go over everything that AAP is expecting of you. At the end of our course, The more advanced course, we use the CPC guide. Why, Ms. Lambert? Because the CPC guide will help us pass that CPC exam. You see what I'm saying? CPC exam, CPC guide. You see how we went through the language of medicine? That's the same way that we go through the CPC guide. When I do the 5 with the Twitch, I'll have students from Twitch, students from YouTube, students from TikTok, students from, you see what I'm saying? So if you do decide to go that route, I'm gonna show you how to build that up, how you build that up. Do you still have to go out? Yeah, you will still have to go out. Y'all always talk about my little girlfriend on Instagram. She go to the clinics door to door. Depending on what you want to do. You can, if you go out and you recruit somebody, you recruit a doctor, or let's say you work for a nursing home. When I first started out, a guy, he wanted me to work for him, and I hired 2 of my students, which I still do. I still hire my students. He wanted to scrub the nursing home because a lot of claims did not get paid in the nursing home. So he wanted to see what he was missing out on, and he still had time to do those appeals. Now, as a person who has your own business, I can have him pay me for an hour, or I can have him pay me a penny on a dollar based on how many claims that we get money for. So if he's got a claim for $1,000, and I say, okay, I want 7%. You see what I'm saying? I want 7% on each dollar. So if he's got 1,000, if we get a claim for him for $1,000 and he get money for that, no matter what it is, he give us 7 to 10% on a dollar for that claim. So as a business owner, that's how you can do. So you got different ways you can do the billing. You see what I'm saying? So you can go to the private doctor's office who just did a surgical service in Emory. Go to his office. Tell him what you do. Tell him how many claims you have outstanding. How many bills, does he have, X, Y, Z. Tell him how you can get his money. That's how you're going to recruit that doctor. You see what I'm saying? And then it's you who are home working on those accounts. It's you who have the same software. They're going to give you access to the same software, and that IT is just going to download it to your computer. You're going to have security and everything put on your computer. When you sign in, it's just like as if you was in the Epic or at the hospital or at Dana. You have to put that time in order for it to happen. You have to put that time in to make it happen. If you go to any billing program and you get your certification, you can work for whoever you want to work for. You can build your own company just based on you having your certification. Do not sleep on these platforms. You have people who start 5 years ago that are still building, that don't know anything about these platforms here. You have to use every one of them. If you're home and you're from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, it's just like a job. I mean, you have to put the time in order for you to get it. So when you are online and you're looking at those files, hi Crystal, you are online, you have to pay for your own, membership. You have to pay for your membership. And that's one of the reasons why we made this a free course for you guys. So, don't sleep on any of these platforms, okay? Because paying for a tuition that costs $27,000 is useless. It's useless. Yes, you have to pay for your membership, but you don't have to pay for your membership until you get closer down the line. When you get ready to pay for your membership, you can pay for your tests and your membership at the same time. You don't have to do a membership when you're in my class or when you're in any class. Keep learning until you feel comfortable about the coding. Once you feel comfortable about that coding, okay, now I'm ready to pay for my exam. So, AAPC, oh my God, has been around so long, and they have one of the biggest entities. But yes, you do have to pay for your membership in order for you to take that exam. So you have to pay for your exam and you have to pay for your membership. You don't have to pay for it if you're attending in the course. No way. When you get ready to pay for your membership, it'll be down the line. We have free books that you can use that are from Kindle. Those books are free up to a certain section, up to a certain section. For AAPC, you have to purchase their books. For you can use this year books or you can use last year's books. I have a student, she has an ebook and she also has a hard copy. If you're going to take it either online or at a facility, you're going to need your books. I'm going to put those links for those free books should be below your ICD-10, your HCPCS, and your CPT. I'm gonna put those links up there. Even though this is not that class, we're supposed to be talking about Twitch, but I'm going to put those up there in case y'all want to start now. I'm gonna put those links up there. You do not have to pay for that. When we start the coding next week, all of y'all can start using these books right here from Kindle. The first thing I want y'all to start doing is reading your guidelines. Reading your guide. I'm gonna put this up here, Crystal, because even if you don't have your book in my class, you don't need your books right away because I have my books and we go word for word. All right, what's up with this? Paste. Okay. So if you guys have a Kindle, that's the ICD-10. If you guys want to test the water. When you join my class, you don't need to get any books that are brand new. This is a HCPCS, and because it is on Kindle. Let me put this in here. It's on Kindle, and you get up to the 20,000 series free. That Kindle book is just like the same ones that we use in the classroom. Here, that's your CPT. That's your TPT book. Press enter, and I'm gonna give you the HCPCS book. Now, this is because these books is expensive, and even if you were doing an expensive class, you still have to get them. Now, if you're in a college, okay, you're still paying for them. The student loan, the books are included with the student loan, but you're not getting the books free. They're coming from your student loan. Okay, the books are not free. They're coming from your student loan. Those three books, you got the HCPCS, the ICD-10, and CPT book. Y'all take advantage of that. That's free, okay? And you get like almost half the book, to me, until you at least get yours. You guys know, check out that thumbnail. Next week, we're starting a coding class. And y'all know how I do with coding. We're going tooth and nail. We're going tooth and nail. For the coding class, I'm going to put this up here for y'all, just for some of y'all who are chiming in and you have a couple of questions on the coding class. You will need your step-by-step book, okay? Some of you who don't know how to code, I'm going to self-teach you. I'm going to show you how to teach yourself how to code. Yes, you have to pay attention. Yes, you have to set a pace for yourself. I know it's hard to kind of stay focused when you do an online course, but I don't care if you have to put it in your iPhone for all day long, okay? Put a bell in there and let you remind yourself when class is. Okay, so these books that I'm gonna show you, these are the step-by-step. I just pulled it up just in case we're gonna go in there, but I'm gonna pull these up anyway. The step-by-step book, all colleges, we all teach using the exact same books. All the books that I show you guys that we teach in my class are the same. This is the same book you're gonna get. Crystal, when you come back, take a look at this. This is the same as ICD-10, CPT. That's the book I just gave you. The HCPCS, that's the same book that I just gave you. Okay, same book. Check them links out over there. Okay, that's your medical billing, and that's your step-by-step book. You need to have that step-by-step book when you're learning. Okay, that's your language and medicine book. Okay, so that was a little quickie on that, but again, there are so many platforms that you guys can get assistance from. Don't sleep on that. Even Twitch. I mean, if you type in Twitch and type in education and coding, they have stuff on there too. That's one of the reasons why we decided to kind of move over to Twitch for a little bit. So, and as far as, us just, being on a schedule, which you guys know, it took me a long time to actually get on a schedule with you guys with the classes. Um, and we kind of settled on 6 o'clock because I didn't get off from work until like 5. But I'm home during the day more on occasion than before. So that's why you guys see me kind of jumping in. I'm kind of like jumping in during the day because it's like 11 o'clock, which is okay. I'm not going to leave out of here till 2 o'clock. So, exactly, one of the reasons why, doing this class is so important is because you have people out there that do want to go to school and do not want to get a student loan. And to me, if there were people out there who actually wanted to do billing and coding, they wouldn't have billing and coding schools. I pulled up at least 10 right here around in Georgia, and it's ridiculous. I just don't think that they should pay us for a student loan if you got them in your classroom and you're not even going to pay for them to take their CPC or even their membership. That's kind of hard. I think that you can learn on your own as long as you have the tools, the same tools that they give you. All you have to do is steadfast and set a schedule for yourself. Y'all already know schedules come with my class. I have schedules for y'all. I have syllabus for y'all, and it's to keep you on track. In the Sapphire portal, I just finished loading the medical terminology course. I just finished loading that medical billing course, which is in there. In here is the playlist. So you guys look at YouTube and find the playlist. Next week, when we start coding, the classes are loaded up. Okay? The full classes, we're going to do them on Zoom. They will not be on YouTube. Those regular full classes will be in the academy. But again, you guys can get that course for $59. That's a $1,389 course. We dropped it because we get grants for it. So that's why I do the $59, just so you guys can contribute to you guys get the free language and medicine book. And then you get the medical billing Q&A, which kind of lets you know what the billing is about, what the coding is about. And you guys know I have several stores. I have a TikTok store, a Facebook, an Instagram, and I have the Shopify. Do not sleep on what YouTube has to give you. You have to have your book. You have to have your pens and whatever you need to get yourself focused. These are social media sites. Go on social media sites and find out what you need to find out. Because and all of these layoffs, we're literally almost to Christmas. I can't imagine how everybody feels that actually got laid off. And Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming. You want to see that tree. You want to see that tree in your house. Don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. So this sector that we're doing right now, like I said, we're going to spot 5 social medias. And that's how many they said was in there. They said 5. Somebody told me they have a platform that has, more than that. But we're going to try those, and we're going to see how it kind of works out. But again, don't sleep on the program. We're going to make sure you get where you have to go. You get an email. You have access to the portal. We give you what you need. The books that you're going to use. Check out Sapphire below. If you guys want to contribute to the AI, the contribution to the AI is $1. And the $1 is going to help us expand. It's going to help us expand Sapphire coding to the YTU. The more people that we get on that $1, the more I can expand with the AI. So you guys see how I have the language of medicine book. I got that book from grants that I got from other people. So that's what we do. We get grants, we put them back in the business. You get grants, you put it back in the business. It's like a susu. If we can get, I got 8,000 people on my YouTube. We get 8,000 people to contribute $5. Everybody can get a free book. You see what I'm saying? So that's one of the gists of it. If you need to have a book or you need to have an ebook, everybody needs to contribute to that. So right now we just have a contribution of the $1 to see if we can kick that off and get the AI started. But that's where we're headed towards in the YTU. YTU is a YouTube university. I wanted to start that from like years ago. Y'all know that. If y'all look at some of my old, videos, you can actually see that. But again, we're going to, like I said, we're going to start expanding, and we're going to start taking in that susu to kind of help y'all. I think it's a good idea to help y'all pay for that's what we used to do in my school. I used to have my students, everybody putting $2, $5, $3, and we paid for her books. $5, $2, $3. We paid for her, AAPC account. We can do that on YouTube, and I think that we're going to do that. And then even Crystal, you might be one of those that's ready, and we can go ahead and pay for your books. We could pay for your, your tuition for the test. You know what I'm saying? Because that's sometimes that's the only way you can do it. Sometimes that's the only way you can do it because it costs a lot of money. I think it's how much is it? 400 and the admission is what, 150 or something like that. And like I said, if everybody contributes $1, we can pay for your test. Everybody contributes $1. Well, the dollar's for the AI. I'm gonna do a different one for us. If we do a susu, we can pay for each other's tests. You see what I'm saying? We can make sure that your test is paid for. We make sure your test is paid for. So that's something new that we're gonna try out. And then that, of course, that'll be another check. Okay, there's gonna be another check for us. But let me write this down before I forget. Okay. And the best thing about it is you're gonna save money. We're gonna be able to just save money. If you got free classes, and if we can get you free books or XYZ, we're gonna do it. So if everybody contributes $5. This is something different. I'm gonna do a thumbnail for this probably. $2. I don't care what it is. If we contribute, then yeah, we can pay for your book. If we contribute, we can pay for your AAPC exam. We can pay for your membership. So, let's see if we can do that. Because one of the things I wanted to start on Twitch was the subscriptions. So I think if we do subscriptions, the subscriptions would be like $10 a month or $5. I like $5. I hate going above and beyond. If we do $5 a month on a subscription, that will pay for your membership and your tests or your books. You see what I'm saying? Whatever we get goes back into the program, but it has to be a lot of people. This thing has to be consistent, and it has to be across the board. That's the only thing that is different. Remember, in college, you're not getting anything free. No, you paying for those books with your student loan. You're paying for those books with your student loan. Here, you can go to thrift.com and get books. You can go to Amazon and get books. Y'all remember what I said? Catch Amazon at 5 o'clock in the morning. You get your books. In coding, the hardest thing you're going to do in coding is learn to code. Doing it is going to be a no-brainer. We've got AI in the hospital. All you gotta do is hit a button. They're gonna tell you what the code is. Remember, if we do, I'm backtracking because Crystal had a good question. If we do the $1 or we do $3, we can pay for your membership. We can pay for your tests. The books, go to thrift.com. Go to Amazon 4 in the morning. Go to elsevier.com. Try your best to get those books. Don't put those links that I just put up there for Kindle. Tap on them. Make sure you got Kindle downloaded. Don't pay for anything. Just download Kindle. That's all you gotta do. These are samples. All those books that belong in my class, these are samples. The CPT book goes up to the 20,000 series. That's the musculoskeletal system. Whatever's in those new CPT books in Kindle, I'm gonna start from there, which will give you guys more time to get your books. Okay? Get one at a time. Get one at a time. We're going to start with ICD-10 in the coding. We're starting with ICD-10. You want to get a jump on it? Go to cms.gov, put in guidelines 2025. You can download them, they're free. You can go to Kindle, pop them links right there, or I hope I got the links below. I got several links below. Pop them links down there and it'll take you right in there. You want to look at AAPC to see what they have? Go in there and look at what they have, and they'll tell you how much their membership is. I just dropped it over here. AAPC will also tell you what's going to be on their exam. In order for me to give this class 100%, I have to have people watching the videos. You guys have to watch the videos. If I can't get 3,000 watch time, I can't give this class 100%. Absolutely. You can archive anytime you want to. If you have my class and you have been in my classroom, I need to give you an email. I'm going to set your email, and you're going to get that email today. I think I emailed you before. We might have got mixed and you didn't get it. But you can archive anytime you want to. Even the YouTube, you can archive. The classes are all in the Sapphire portal. So you don't have to go to my YouTube and look for the classes. You do not have to go to my YouTube and go in the playlist. Go to the Sapphire Academy. Put your Sapphire email in there, and you have access to everything that's in there. You have access to discussion board. You have access to email. You have access to docs. You have access to all of the program. You have access to the Meditech. You have access to the EHR system in my portal. You have access to all of the programs in my portal. If you pay for my program, administration usually get at you in less than 48 hours. I've got at a few people. So if you guys, if some of you are here and you have not gotten your email, let me know. I know I've got your email. I got your email, Mantra, because I remember doing it. I'm going to send it to you probably tonight when I'm finished with this. You're able to get in there and look at everything you need to. And I'm always in that portal. When you go in that portal and you see a green check on my face, I'm in the portal. And I usually DM you guys and let y'all know that I'm in the portal, because I have students that are on different time schedules, Eastern, South, Central. So sometime when I'm in there, you guys are in there at night or day, but I always let you guys know that I'm in there. And I know sometimes people can't get in on the line, but that's cool. That's fine. Normally, I'm always in the portal, or you can archive the chats. Most definitely. Yes, no problem. I will definitely get that to you. And you guys can there's no limited access on the site. It's just like an online portal. There are web pages in there. Everything is in there that you need. I have your syllabus is in there. Your schedule is in there. Everything is in there. You will get attachments to keep up with your work. The attachment let me know, make sure you take a look at that. Your schedule is in there. Your syllabus is in there. Your classes are in there, how long they are, how long should it take you, if you're on 10 weeks, if you're on 20 weeks. And the schedule is to keep you on track. You guys know I don't micromanage, I don't hold your hand or anything, but I try to make sure I get at you to make sure that you're still participating. Because there'll be a time where you say, I want to take my coding to the next level. I want to work at home. Remember, I told y'all, don't sleep on working at home. Okay, don't sleep. I'm not gonna lie. Before, I just be home all day. When I get to the point where I gotta go back in, I can't. And my sister's like, Lisa, again, working at home, I'm not gonna lie. One time I put on about 35 pounds. And that other one time is now. I think I put on about another 30 pounds. But when you're inside, you do get to communicate XYZ. But when you're on all those social platforms, y'all, that don't even make a difference. You know how long I sit at this desk? And I had my desk that was about this big, and it was just too small. So what did I do? I extended my desk. Y'all can't even see the whole thing. And you know what? I took up the whole what do you call this room that I'm in? It's not a living room, but it's just the other thing, the smaller. And then I took this whole thing and it's connecting to the kitchen part, and I had to use the whole room. Nobody can't come in here. You have to make a way for yourself. Make the thing work for you. We're gonna grind. We're gonna grind. I'm telling you right now. Coding is grinding, but coding is a business where you do not have to aggravate yourself with what's going on outside. Get your books in front of you. Just read, read, read. And you remember what I was telling y'all about the AI thing? If I give you something, or you have to read something that I'm giving you, AI it. Well, if you don't feel like reading it, AI it. Where's this thing at? I'm gonna AI this. I'm gonna AI this just so you guys can see it. And now what we're gonna do, I don't know if it's still gonna stay on, but all we're gonna do is listen to it.
I see so many talented people out there. Many of you can build your own courses. You can also build your own online academy. It doesn't have to be school. It doesn't have to be education. It could be online material for what you have a passion for. You can build it using Teams. I have been building my online academy for several years. I have changed the title of my business until I finally got the right one. I've different apps I didn't like then. There are 2 apps that I use the most, Canva and Teams. We will talk about this in this video. I hope to see you in this video. I will talk about how I started my online academy, and I will show you how to build your own academy, whether it's downstairs in your house, downstairs in your basement, whether it's an online portal, whether it's even using Google Drive. Don't sleep on Google Docs. You can build the whole program with Google Docs. Remember when you joined Sapphire Academy, we don't just teach, we want to see you grow. We want to see you move up without getting a student loan. We want to see you graduate from college with that master's degree and take it to the next level. It's a sacrifice. I have sacrificed. It is a sacrifice to do anything that you love in life. If you continue with it, it will happen. We will continue with what we are doing, and I want you guys to grow with us.
You see that? Do you guys hear that? That's how you're going to use AI. If you have something that you have to read, put the AI and let them read it to you. Let them read it to you. And that's just a description that I just put on the other thumbnail of that class that I'm going to do for you guys next week. So, don't feel like you can't do something. Let's just get it done. Take your time and do it. The Sapphire Coding Academy, I made it for you. I made this for you. Do not sleep on it. Y'all go into my classroom. I need y'all to watch the videos. I need you guys to pay attention and do it. You're gonna do it. Don't think you cannot do it. You can do it. The classes are in order. The medical billing and the medical terminology you have to have, because as a person coming in new on medical billing, you have to have it. Even if you work in the industry already, it just gives you an insight. It gives you an insight, and me doing those tracks will also give you an insight. Me giving you an insight, and hi, Christy, I didn't know you were still there. Me giving you an insight on what you need to do will give you the ability to say, I can do this. I can do this. When you sign up for those courses, we don't let you go. We don't let you go. We have to make sure that you're on track. Let's say you start today. Anybody can start whenever they want to. It's open forum. The first thing that you get when you download it, you get an orientation. You download that, and you are going over your orientation and reading all of your material for your first week. For your first week. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for the schedule. You guys can't hardly see the schedule, but I'll close it out every now and then. The first thing that you're going to do is just your orientation. I don't know where it is, but it's over here somewhere. Your orientation is 1 week. And then that following week, that's when you're going to start your classes. If you are on this syllabus, which when you start my class, you get a syllabus. There are 4 different syllabus because they're different classes. So depending on, I'm going to pull this up so you guys can see what classes that we have that's in there. So there's different classes. You have a basic class, traditional class, okay, and then you have an advanced class. Because the program has to go back to $1,300, because I don't have any more grants for you guys, but I still got it at that $59 because I'm just kind of stretching one of those grants to fill that seat. So we have advanced course, transitional, and basic. Okay, here you can choose which one you want, and that's good. That's good, my child. Even if you are not going to start at the moment, you need to get the course for the $59.99 because I have to put that course back to $1,389. And that's why we try to make sure you guys get in on that. When I get those grants, we can bring it down because your class is already paid for. I haven't had time to do any of my grants because it takes a while to write a grant. Now I have some that's already out there. I just haven't received any back yet. So hopefully I can receive another grant and I can bring it back down to 59. How you do that? On the other class, I'm gonna show you how to do the grants. A sergeant of mine in North Carolina, she taught me how to do the grants. So in the grants, I have to put down how many students are going to be in that classroom and what I charge for the students. So if I have a classroom of 25 and each student is $1,389, they pay $1,150 and then the $59 that's left the students pay. You see what I'm saying? So in this case, I don't have anymore. But what they gave me before, I'm still using that now. So you guys can still get in on the $59.99. I'm gonna have my son will be working on the grants for the next coming semester for us. But as of right now, when you go to sapphireacoding.com, you click on that bottom link and you will see all the courses in there. And I recommend to go ahead and get the advanced course because all the classes are already in there. If you decide that you don't want to do billing, at least you've already paid for it if you change your mind. Because $59.99 is not a killjoy because the book that you're going to get is $100 and something. I'm gonna pull it up in a minute. sapphireacoding.com. I'll just put the link up there. And let me show you guys the book that comes with your. I'm gonna share my screen. So with the Sapphire program, you guys are going to get this book, and this book is your medical terminology book right here. This book comes with your class. That book comes with your class. It's not a new one. You guys get the version before this one. That language of medicine book goes with your medical terminology class. If you've missed the medical terminology class, that's fine. Open up archive my link for medical terminology and open up your medical terminology book, and you're going to combine the two. If you don't feel like reading anything, I would use AI to read anything because you guys just heard that AI I just put on there. That's what my students do. If they have something they don't feel like reading, they AI it. And some of them even record the AI so they can remember the terms, remember the coding terms, remember the billing terms, remember the 20,000 series, 30,000 series. You see what I'm saying? There's different ways that you can process learning. Different ways that you can process learning. But as far as when we are talking about coding is not going away. I haven't heard any statistic about any of the coders being terminated. All of my coders are still working. Hospitals have to have coders. Who's going to decipher the bills? Who's going to decipher the work that the provider did? And you know what's a good thing? Remember I told you I was at the dollar store the other day. I met a surgeon in there. I didn't know she was a surgeon. If I see somebody with a scrub suit on, I'm approaching. Because LPNs need to know coding, RNs need to know coding, doctors need to know coding, the surgeons need to know coding. They want to know how much they're going to get. Because you got some doctors that do the upcoding, or some doctors that just group everything together and it's not supposed to be. Yes, they all are ebooks. They're all ebooks. Your ebook is in the language of medicine. Your medical code and Q&A, your medical terminology, and your medical billing. Those are hard copy books, but those books do come in ebooks as well. The book that you guys have, Mancha, is a download book. It's just like the same book. It's just like the same book that I have. Because you guys know I use the downloaded versions of the book. I use the ebooks. So your language of medicine is also going to be the ebook. Where am I? Right here. Here. And also your ICD-10, CPT, and HICS books, those are also all ebooks. And that's good to use for the beginning, because you don't need to purchase that in the beginning. This book, that's your language of medicine book. And I think it's a good deal. It's a good deal. Now, if you get that book, if you have to purchase that book, it costs a lot of money to purchase that book. Let me see. I'm pulling it up now just so we can kind of get the gist. So sometimes you can catch Amazon in the morning, and they'll have something on there. You can usually catch them in the morning. So this one is the medical billing Q&A book. I'm gonna pop it up and share my screen with you guys. I just want to see, maybe they got a different price. Maybe they are, all right. So I'm in Amazon, and let me get in there. So we're looking for, we could even go on Elsevier. It doesn't even make a difference. But I know it's 100 and something. So let me see what they got it for. Because you can get this here, you can get it at Elsevier. All right, so I see 101. Can you guys see? Okay, hold on. I gotta take this down. All right. So this is me I'm on Amazon right now, just to kind of, give you guys a heads up so what you can see. So that language of medicine book, they got it for 101. They got it for Kindle on 79. And I don't know why this is the older version right there. They want 96 for that one. But it depends. People sell their books at different bookstores and stuff like that. So, again, when you do when you guys go to Sapphire Academy and you guys get those books, hold on one second. I don't have the medical terminology book loaded up in there, but I do have the other books loaded up in there. If you want to those, just let me know and I'll put it in there. Because you guys know, even for people that you know, if it's somebody that you know, make sure you let them know. Absolutely. That's the purpose of being a team. Absolutely. And that's the joy of it. And that's where our bonuses come from. Absolutely. And that's why I say it's best for us to be partners, because your doctor's looking for you to be his right hand. Trust me. He's looking for you to be his right hand. The coders are the ones who make sure that those claims are correct. Let me take this down. And, when you're doing the coding, just kind of be precise. Just be precise on the coding, and you'll be fine. and you'll be just fine. There's, like I said, there's so many different tools that you can use. It will be fine. It will be fine. Okay, let's get rid of this. I'm gonna take off the share. You know how your system, your machine start going slow. Hold on 1 second. This is probably what it is. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So and when you go into what I wanted to do is pull up the academy real quick so that you guys can kind of see. I'm trying to figure out what this is right here. Okay, so that's what I have up right there. Okay, so we're going to take that down, and then I'm going to stop the sharing, and then I'll show you. I'll show you how there are different things in there right now, which is pretty good because that's exactly what I'm loading up. All right, so stop the share. The book name is The Language of Medicine. The Language of Medicine. Okay, let me stop the share. Okay, so let me pull it right now. So this is elsevier.com. And in elsevier.com, this is it right here. I'm just gonna put this link up here because they also have it here. This is where I get my books from. evolveelsevier.com. Most of the colleges around here, and this is where we get our stuff from. This is where we get all the teaching material from. All those books that I showed you, they came from elsevier.com, Evolve. That's where we get the books from. Okay, and this is the book you guys are talking about. It's Language of Medicine. You can get the 10th version. You can get the 11th version. Hold on. Because the Language of Medicine is the same. The only thing that he has changed in this book is the book cover. Okay, hold on. So this is it. This is the book. And if you go here and you look under here, Macha, the ISBN number is right here. So for each one of these books, you see the ISBN numbers in case you want to find them. So, and I did that to make sure in case you can get your books from anywhere that you want to. But this is it right here. This is the new one. But again, you have the 12th edition, you have the 11th edition, and they have the same things in them. All 21 chapters, the same as what we've been doing is here. So that's the first chapter. I'm just chopping down to the first chapter. So if you get it doesn't matter, ebook or the hard copy, they still have the same. The only difference with the ebook is that you can use a drop down and you can find things. You know how we do our class. I don't know if you guys been on the class, but sometimes when I do the class, you can see like the drop downs in there of the answers, or you can choose whichever one you want to. But it's pretty much primarily the same thing. Now, the Language of Medicine one that I have, you have questions and you also have exercises in that book. Let me go to, let's hit the Sapphire portal here. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen with y'all with this. I'm gonna show y'all where it is. I'm gonna show y'all where it is in here. So if you're in the Sapphire portal, Macho, you got your books and stuff already. It's making me be a little bit slow right here, but I think I can get in and get out just to show y'all this piece right here. All right, share my screen. So can you guys see my screen now? So this is the Sapphire portal. This is the Sapphire portal. So Macho, when you go in here, when you get your email from me today and you go in here, You can look at any of these things in there. You and I will do a one-on-one. You let me know when you and I can do the one-on-one. You have different type of chats in here, book chats, the orientation, why join Sapphire Physician Coding. You have recorded chats in there. You have your summary in here. And the summary is, if you guys been in any of my chats, at the end of one of your courses, I want you to give me a summary. And this is just for us to assure that you know about what you've just done, or you have been able to retain some of what you just done. It's kind of small. I'm gonna try to put it up, but most of them are in link docs, and you can in the portal you can download anything you want. This is just one of them. So we're right now getting ready to do web pages. We're doing web pages that we just did the other day, and that's what that dollar contribution is for. But this is part of the Sapphire portal. This is how I want the summary. So when we get ready to do it, you guys will be okay with getting the information out of there. Okay, let me. So that is the Sapphire portal, and that's the book. That's the book, Munches, Language of Medicine. And we're hour and 15 minutes in. I'm going to do another chat. I think I'm going to do another chat and where we just kind of go through so you guys can see how the Sapphire portal is. But there is a chat that I did as it relates to the Sapphire portal and how we rummage through the Sapphire portal, and I think it's on chat 13. Let me find out right now. I'm gonna tell you which chat it is, where we actually went through that portal. Medical terminology. I believe it is. Okay, hold on. I thought it was that one. So what I'm going to do is also, I'm going to drop that link down there. Hold on. Okay, so we just kind of stopped the share, that's all. Okay, so it's 15B. It's 15B. Let me get that link real quick. Will it let me do the link, y'all? Let's see. Oh, well, we got the link. Okay, so this is the chat. This is the chat. Okay, good. This is the chat that navigates through Sapphire. I also have 2 or 3 other chats that actually navigate through Sapphire. I'm going to go on. I'm going to get rid of this. All right. Let's get to the portal. And I'm just kind of scrolling down through the Sapphire portal and kind of get into that medical terminology ebook. So when you go on, you're going to see a prerequisite. It's going to say medical terminology. Let me see if I can get it real quick. Even though we're supposed to be going, but I still want to show y'all what the book is. And some of y'all who are in my class, this is the free ebook. So hold on. This is the free ebook. That is the Language of Medicine book. As you can see, this book, they want $111, and then they want $97 for this book. This book is free in my class. I know y'all can't hardly see this, but here it is right here where it says Language of Medicine. Okay, see where it says right here? It says prereq, because medical terminology is a prereq course. So if you click on that, I'm in the portal. Y'all see, this is the Sapphire portal, y'all. So let me make sure I got y'all in there. Y'all on there? Okay, so that's the Sapphire portal. So right now, I'm clicking on the ebook. So in the ebook in your portal, Marcho, you have the Language of Medicine book and the exercises. So you have the Language of Medicine book in there and the exercises. Okay? That's your Language of Medicine book, Mantra, that you have. And you can download this book if you want to. Right, the Language of Medicine. You can download this book from the Sapphire portal. With this book, you also have exercises with this book. So that's the one. And then when you get back to the portal, that's your exercises. So you do a chapter, you do your exercises. And to save y'all from $99 or $106 for the course that's $59, I think it's a steal. Because I definitely don't want y'all paying for a book that comes free with your course. And yes, you can download that book. You can download that book from the Sapphire portal. You can download anything that's in the Sapphire portal that you want to put on your files. If you don't want to download, that's fine. When you go to my website and you click on see other courses, you're going to get an automatic download of orientation automatically. You have a code to download all the rest if you choose to download them from the website. If you don't, that's fine. You can just look at them from the Sapphire portal without doing that. Let me just hit this right here. So I'm going to show y'all, I think we do have that in that other chat. Oh my. All right. So when you guys actually get in there, so they put the other books in there. Okay. So I didn't know those books was in there. Those books are in there too. So that's pretty cool. So we can kind of, we're just going to kind of share this just to show you window. So when you get in there, these are the books that you're going to see. Hold on a minute. Let me see. See screen. All right. So the browser, for some reason, cannot access screen. So I'm not sure why, because I've always accessed the screen before. Hold on. Tab, window. Okay, so I don't know if it's going to stay on, but it's actually there. So this is the bookstore. So this is the bookstore, guys, and this is where you get your program at. So this program is here. Okay. This is a hard copy program. All right, let me see if I can get it in. That's a hard copy program, and that you get a box with it. You get the box and you get the flash drive. These are my books that you also can get. That's the Building Coding Q&A book. That's a series book for medical terminology. And that's the Medical Insurance Billing Series 1. That's Series 1, that's Series 2. But when you go on my website, you literally can see all of this. It will automatically take you there. So you guys see my portal. So this is a portal. This is Sapphire Coding portal right here. So if you guys go to my portal, right, and you want to go to the bookstore, this will take you there. You see the portal, and the portal is just telling you, what Sapphire Coding persists of. What do we do? What is our mission? Amazon, I have 3 books that I have written. You can go to Amazon. If you have a question to ask me, you can put the question right in here, and I will get it on my phone. Okay? If you go on my website, you see something, and you can talk to me right from here. Okay? Again, we have different things that we do. Here, you see who the program is still. It's $59.99. If you choose to even buy it through here, you can get it from, you can use PayPal or whatever you want to use. Again, this is still a little bit about Sapphire Coding. We also do consultation. We do consultation with elderly people. We do consultation with anybody to let them know why they are being billed, why you're getting a bill, why you're paying deductible, okay? This is a Sapphire Physician Coding book, Series 2. This book has questions and answers in it. Okay, so if you guys can, this is in the Sapphire portal. The question and answers is in the Sapphire portal, but I also put them in this book. Okay, you can see that's my name. The book belongs to me. I am the author of these books. Okay, explore our world of medical coders. Okay, it's such an awesome thing to do. It's like second nature. Those are courses now that are like $9.99. With those courses, you don't get anything. You just get the courses. Okay, and it's just welcome to Sapphire Academy. And again, we try to give you everything that you need in this course. We try to make sure that I do. Okay, and then they follow suit. Okay, they follow suit to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. And I have students that I send them to different schools to find out, what's going on in the school. Tell me what they're getting. I have people that I have worked with. They tell me what they're given at the school. And I make sure you guys get it. I don't give you stuff that's unnecessary. That's not going to be on that exam, because the purpose of this class is for the exam. Okay, and like I said, we can come up with some kind of a susu. If we can, the donation is generally for us. It's for books. It's for the coding exam. It's for AAPC membership. It's for you to take your test. We did the same thing at my school. We'd have it, like I said, we'd have a can, and everybody would put money in it. And then at the end of the month, we'd pull out of a hat who's going to take their test. So giving up $5 here, $5 here, $1 here, $2 here. That's how we were able to get everybody in there. So it'd be kind of hard for us to try it here, but we're trying here with that code that we put up there. We're going to try here with that just so we could see if it could be a goal. If that can be a goal, yes, then we can definitely help people with their membership, help people also with their tests, okay? Because that's one of the reasons why the program exists. We don't want people to feel left out. We don't want people to feel like, just like the guy, I don't know if you guys watch Twitch, the guy, Johnny, he used to be DDG's his cameraman. So now he has his own Twitch, and he doesn't make as much money as DDG, but he right there. And my thing is, he made enough money with DDG to make his own Twitch. And he is making thousands of dollars, I'm talking about in days, without getting a student loan. He took his ability and learned from DDG. And now he's doing the same thing that DDG is doing. And he's making the same, not the same, but he's getting up there, even though he was DDG's cameraman. And a lot of people go, why didn't he stay with DDG? Why would he stay with DDG when the purpose of going with DDG was to learn the ropes, learn how DDG is making this money, learn how DDG is getting this money, learn how DDG had this car. Now, the cameraman, he branched off away from DDG and he started his own Twitch. You see what I'm saying? Now he's making his own money. People are coming at him. He didn't need to get a student loan from that because he took what DDG had and he learned. Even if you are in a facility, when you start working there, start learning from other people. Start seeing, what they do. Ask questions about, what they do. You can ask questions and not be direct when you ask questions. Because you have some people that, are afraid, to ask questions. When I do an interview, she better be looking me from eye to eye and answer my question. Because if she's looking down and answering me a question, then we got a problem. Because then either she's not going to tell me the truth, or if she does have a problem, she's not going to tell me. Okay? And that's another thing that's also in your Sapphire Academy, HR questions. So some of you are not going to go on and do your own coding business. Nothing wrong with that. You want to work for a hospital or facility, there are HR questions in the Sapphire Academy. So in one of those links that's in there, they're in there. You want to practice. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have a chat in there. I have over 500 chats in this YouTube. I'm pretty sure I have a chat in there on HR questions. And I also have the HR questions that we did for Optum 360. Okay, so y'all know Optum 360 kind of merged with United Healthcare. So if anybody, y'all going for United Healthcare, go to Apple360.com and you still see their jobs in there. But that's where it came from. So it's not, I didn't even make that up. But the interviews that I give, like supervisors and managers, that's different. But the general interviews that I give the supervisors to give the coders, that's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get. Anybody have any questions for me? We're going to come back on. I have another class to do for you guys. We are going to come back on soon. I'm going to find it right now. So your general class is Monday, Friday, and Saturday. So Monday, Friday, and Saturday, which is our regular class, is at 6 o'clock. So that's one of my pet peeves, is to try to make sure I'm consistent with you guys, and it is at 6 o'clock. Okay. When I do these chats that's kind of thrown in here like this, this is not your class. We're just talking. We're just chit-chatting. Your next class is going to be Friday, and that class that you have on Friday, that class that you have on Friday, I think that's your chapter 21, because we've already did the 20. So that's pharmacology. So we've already did the pharmacology. You guys got a chat coming up, and the chat is going to be on Friday at 6 o'clock. Okay. So yeah, that's your pharmacology 2. Your pharmacology 2 is Sapphire EDCLS NT21. That is this description of your class. Okay. And you guys don't forget, spread the word, tell your friends. We have a donation going on. The donation is $1. It'll be a while before I actually do that complete chat. I'm just trying to put the thumbnail out there so you guys can see that thumbnail. And, the gist of it is, the more people that I can get in this class, the more I can do the class, the more I can give you. If I cannot give you 100 in this class, you have to join the Sapphire Academy. Then you can get the 100. It's there. It's right there. You can get the 100. I will give you your email to get into the Sapphire Academy. You will have access to the book. You can download the book if you choose to. But you must make sure you take advantage of this. We have to spread the word with Sapphire Academy. This is a real course. I take it from the beginning to advanced. You learn medical billing from the beginning. You learn medical terminology from the beginning. You guys know me. I have gone through the medical terminology book page by page. You guys have any questions, make sure you discussion board me. I know DM is DM message or whatever, but we use DB for discussion board. You guys, discussion board is everything. Discussion board is Facebook. Discussion board is YouTube. Discussion board is Text Me. Discussion board is FaceTime. Discussion board is Sapphire Academy. However you need to ask me a question, make sure you get it in so that you can get it answered. Take heed to what I give you, because I don't want anybody paying a student loan for medical billing or coding. You want to take it to the next level. It's you who's going to take it to the next level. I know that they say, when you're online, you have to be more focused. You do, and that's a test for you if you want to learn it. When I was in college, we did the traditional college, and it just, I was always the oldest one in my class. I was always the oldest one. I don't even know why. It's like all the students would be like, Auntie Lisa, whatever. And, I waited until my children got old enough to work on their own. I waited till my children got old enough, and then I went to college. Okay, and then I went to college. Now, when I went to college for associate degree, my children were still semi-small, but, don't wait, do what you got to do, okay? So we're going to go, and I'm going to see you next time. We're going to go ahead and post this. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much, Marsha. Thank you so much, Crystal. I hope you guys go ahead and join the Sapphire Academy. Remember, I'm going to leave it up there, $59.99, and I will give you access to the Academy. Thank you so much. I will see you soon. Remember, we will be back.